What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Live Game, episode 102. This is your average man perspective on football. I'm your co-host, Marcus. Joining me in the panel tonight is Herman. Say what up, Herman.
Hey.
Next up, we got Mark. Say what up, Mark.
Good evening.
And this is pretty much probably happening all night right here. Next up, we got Brian. Say what up, Brian.
Thank you for joining us.
I'm the one selling the records. They coming to see me. They coming to see the Temptations. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
So we missed last week, but we are back this week. And before we get started, I want to encourage everyone to like, share, and subscribe. Especially if you're watching on YouTube. You can catch us on Facebook and our Facebook group, The Live Game. We're on Twitter at the Delay Game 3 and on Instagram at the official Delay of Game. Mark, aka Terry Riley, is hosting tonight. Go ahead, start us off, Mark.
Thank you all for joining us, and Happy New Year. We started a new year. It's glad to see you all here with us. 2022. I hope the
Wow.
Damn. God. I think he was saying that he hosted this New Year's. He's back.
He's back.
Is he back?
He doesn't know.
Much better now.
Hey.
Hey,
I hope you guys had a good 2021. Now we're back to 2022, and hopefully it's starting out to be a much better year.
Yeah, we're gonna have to work on blocking these bots. I see.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Mark.
How do you even find
So we'll get into some NFL news, talk about a couple of hot topics, then review our picks that we had to submit through the Delay of Game Facebook page, and then we talk about our picks for the upcoming games. So first of all, we start off with the news. Marcus, I'll let you start off with the first one.
Pro Football Hall of Coach, legendary broadcaster, and video game icon John Madden died unexpectedly on Tuesday morning before last. The league announced he was 85 years old. R.I.P. John Madden.
Yes, definitely.
R.I.P. Man, that was real devastating, man. That's really sad, man. But the shows and the commentaries and stuff reminded me of a lot of things that I had forgotten because he hadn't been in the spotlight a lot. But it was real sad to hear.
You know, the last game he ever broadcasted was the Pittsburgh Arizona Super Bowl game.
The Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You happy, Mark? Yeah.
Yep. All right. The next story, Herman, take it over for me.
Yeah, so this is a big one with some playoff implications. The Titans are expected to designate or have designated Derrick Henry to return to practice next week. This designation opens the 21-day window to add Henry back to the active 53-man roster. This move has been anticipated and will be a big boost to the Titans going into the playoffs. So, Derrick Henry coming back for the Titans is going to be huge.
I don't even think big boost qualifies that statement.
Yeah,
but the update that for real, he actually was at practice.
Yeah, he has practiced already. They said
he has practiced.
He jogged a little bit, and they said he looked good. So,
and I think everybody in the FC should be very scared.
Oh, they should definitely be scared.
Be scared.
Be very scared.
How many months did he have off? Good Lord.
Yeah, a lot.
It's been a minute.
He's gonna be fresh.
Look, you didn't think he had an angry run before, huh? We see now.
Yeah.
That stiff arm will be full blast right there. All playoffs.
Next story, Brian. Give us the next news, please.
All right, Reg, you are correct in what you stated. On Sunday, the Bucs star receiver Antonio Brown got in an altercation with the coaching staff, resulting in his dismissal from the team while they were down 24-10 to the Jets. Currently, Brown is still on the roster, but will be released soon. NFL reporter Jacina Anderson tweeted today that if Antonio Brown wants a job on another team in the NFL, he can have one. That's not an opinion. That's what I know.
Wow. So that'd probably be the worst thing for him. That dude is something.
He needs help. And everybody they want to brush him off as he's just being this and he's a diva wide receiver. No, he needs help.
No, that's beyond diva. That's beyond.
Yeah.
And I don't.
But you know what?
Saying mental illness. I don't think it's mental illness. I think he's just. A,
Oh no. It's
just
definitely. I'm
just
telling you
a-hole.
right now, when
He's
it's
just an
all
a-hole.
said and done, that dude has
mental.
CTE.
It's
I'm
mental.
telling you.
I believe
that
so
dude has
too.
CTE.
You think so?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I believe
They
so.
showed a bunch of videos when he was with Pittsburgh and all the concussions and all the big hits he got, and it just slowly started to progress.
The last one was that Vontae Burfict hit when he knocked him out.
Yeah, that was in a playoff game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not right in the head.
He's not right.
He
He's
has
not
some
right.
problems.
Dude, anybody, I mean, he had a chance of making another $1 million on top of the incentives. Anybody walk away from $1 million, something's wrong.
But even
Well,
if
he's
he
walked
really
away
thought
from
in
more
his
than that,
mind,
Mark.
yeah,
He
he
walked away
has.
from way more than that.
Something wrong.
But
Something wrong.
look, even if he had in his mind that he was hurt, because he's saying that he thought he was hurt,
Right.
he couldn't go back in.
Right.
No normal person does what he does. It didn't take all that. Just walk back to the locker room, lead the field.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he can get those incentives. He could have got those incentives this week.
He could have.
He wasn't very
They were
far.
all attainable. He could have got all of them.
Yeah, he could have gotten them because they needed him really in that game.
They
He
did.
could have gotten
Exactly.
them in that game. But I don't like agree with the Bucks. I mean, I guess I understand that dude is a nut, but you knew he was a nut. You knew he was crazy.
He
Set him
served their
off.
he served their purpose.
He did.
And then
He
and
did.
now they've just discarded him when the problem came out that everybody knew he had and everybody knew was going to eventually surface.
But y'all see why he's like keeping on because they're trying to figure out how to structure getting rid of him without paying all that money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should to be continued.
Yeah.
To be continued.
All right, the last story we're going to talk about in the news is the Washington football team said on Tuesday that they will unveil a new name and identity on Groundhog Day, February the 2nd. The combination of an 18-month rebranding I'm sorry, I messed it up. 18-month rebranding pretty much came out by the loss of the corporate sponsors that objected to the team's former name. So, Marcus, are you happy to hear you guys about to embark on a whole new name and identity?
Two things. Number one, I know who wrote that. Who wrote that story later? That was you, Herman, wasn't it?
No, I did not.
Oh, that's Brian.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't. That was you,
No.
Mark.
That was me, Marcus.
You know what?
No. I think me and Herman deserve an apology.
Trust me, mine would have been
Oh,
much
it'd been way
more
worse.
shade and
Yeah.
shots
You guys
thrown.
don't
And
say
first
that.
off, mine would have said
But Marcus,
WTF,
Exactly.
not WFT. First off,
is it not NFL news?
I don't like the way you worded it. It was very shady. But anyway, no, I don't like it. I already got the Washington football team gear. We should have stuck with that. I don't want a new name.
So let me ask you a question. If they change the name and they give y'all free gear, are you happy with
They're
that?
not giving. They're not giving no free
I'm
gear.
just
right?
if that was the scenario for you, is that the only reason you're upset is because you feel like you lost a couple change on some jerseys that don't last forever anyway?
I mean,
But go
it's
ahead.
dumb. We had a name for 2 seasons. Why not just keep the name? And
I heard the
But
new
you
name.
knew
Why
it.
you- why
You
you
knew
need
it was
eight-
temporary. You knew
Why
it was
you need
temporary.
18 months to come up with a new name? It ain't that hard. You knew you was going
It
to
is that hard. It
It took
actually
a
is
while
that
to
hard.
do it.
Okay,
It
they've
is
been,
hard.
they've been complaining about names for years. You should have had
But you
somebody
gotta
already
find
on
a name. You
You
gotta
have to
get
look
it
at copyright
copyrighted.
stuff. That's the
It's a
biggest
lot of
thing.
work involved.
Okay,
Yeah.
regardless. But here's the problem. They knew the name has been in turmoil for years. Anybody with foresight would have been working on that a long time ago.
He didn't think he was ever going to have
They were
to.
too busy harassing women and
No.
stuff. I mean,
No. He was
That's- that's-
confident he was never going to have to change that name. He was
He didn't want to
confident.
change it. He
Herman,
didn't
you're
want to change it.
terrible. I just
They-
know what you said.
they
You're
were.
terrible.
we were too busy harassing women in a toxic work environment to worry about changing the name. Obviously, they weren't going to change the name. They were too busy. I mean, look what they were doing in the work environment.
True.
They weren't thinking about changing the name.
But they
Come
should have
on.
been.
Hey,
The
Marcus.
writing was on the wall for years. You should have had you should have been able to be like, hey, the change name, here it is. 18 months later, and we did the whole 2 seasons with Washington. No, I'm not happy at all.
Hey, my only question- my only question
It's
is,
probably gonna be
Marcus,
some cornball name.
They leaked the name. The name got leaked, from what I'm
is
understanding.
it the Admirals or something?
Yeah, I think Admirals got leaked.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like that either. I
If-
gotta
If
find
they were
something.
smart, whatever it is, it would have started with the R, so you could have kept your HTTR. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That would have
Yeah.
been the
I
smart
mean,
move.
we're still gonna keep that. We're still gonna keep
Yeah,
that.
but I mean,
Yo,
you could
no,
legitimately
you weird fans still hang on to that. I don't know
Right,
why,
right.
but
What they
whatever.
going with?
you racist.
You'll be seeing Titans fans going back there. We're Houston Oilers.
Right, we're the Oilers.
We don't care.
We're the
First
Tennessee
of all,
Oilers.
complete different name, complete different uniform,
Hey,
complete different
Marcus,
colors.
You
different
should have known it wasn't neither one of them because it was put in properly.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you.
was way.
Yeah.
It wasn't enough shade. Hardly
It
enough
wasn't,
shade.
no.
Like,
you
so
know.
saying,
Story.
how you say
But
it was
actually, I'm not
shady?
surprised by the Admiral's name. That might be true because they've been showing like videos, and they mess around and show like some stars on the sleeve. So
Mhm.
I figured it was something like
Yeah,
that.
I think it got leaked that it's supposed to be the Admirals. So.
Dang, so I wonder if they're gonna change like the whole color scheme and everything.
No, they don't keep the same. No, they've
Nah, they probably
already
keep
they've
it.
already shown the uniform.
No, but then
I
they'll still
mean,
be the,
the
ugliest
colors,
team in
the
it.
colors.
They'll still be the ugliest team in the NFL then.
Whatever.
Yep.
Whatever.
Mustard
All right.
pants.
Enough on that. Now,
That
now
went
we
too
get-
long, didn't it?
Hey, anytime we can dog out the WTF, I'm good with that. It doesn't matter.
Amen, sir.
No.
Yep.
Let's move
All right,
on.
we'll get into some hot topics for the week. Head coaching vacancy. Which team would you pick if you had the choice to take on the coaching of the team? We got the Texans, the pros.
You don't have to really read the pros and cons. Everybody
Well,
should have read their
They're,
pros
they're,
and
they're
cons.
pros with having draft capital, quarterback, so forth. The Bears, the Raiders, the Panthers, the Jaguars, the Broncos, or the Vikings. Herman, I'll let you start it off, please.
No, let somebody else start. I'm the one that came up with this hot topic. So
Okay, Brian, you started off then.
Man, I pick whoever Herman picked. No, if for on serious business, if I was a head coach at this point in time and I was going to pick one of these teams to start with, I think I would actually go with the Vikings. I think the Vikings have a nice mix of young players, a pretty good defense, a strong running game, a questionable quarterback, but the quarterback can actually be replaced with somebody like a rookie or something else, and I think my team would still be competitive. I think they just weren't coached well. I think I liked Zimmerman, but I think his strong mentality stuck on this run game is what dogged him out. And I think sometimes his defense let him down by sticking with older players a little too long. So I like out of all these, I like the Vikings.
Marcus.
Actually, I might agree with Brian. I would go with the Vikings. And one part of the reason, as much as I dog out Kirk Cousins, he's actually done pretty good in Minnesota. They got a very talented running back. I think they probably be in the best position. Aaron Rodgers is rumored to be leaving Green Bay after this season, so I mean that's the only real competition. We got to worry about the Bears or Detroit, and then once they have the Packers don't have a Hall of Fame quarterback with them, they might drop too. So I think out of all these, I think it would be the Vikings. I really don't like anybody else. The least, this isn't part of the question, but the least would probably be the Texans. I definitely wouldn't want that job.
Yeah, that's a total rebuild right there. I mean, you need everything.
Yeah, for me, I got to kind of agree with Big Red. I think I'll take the Raiders, man. Out of all the teams on that list, the Raiders got the veteran quarterback that you can pretty much win with now, either with Mariota or with Carr. Either
They got
one.
a good young running back too.
Yeah.
And they
You
have
just
a
need to
good
plug in a
tight end.
couple pieces.
They have they're one of the better tight ends in the NFL. You're right, Herman.
Yeah, they've got to. You just need to plug in some help on defense. Give them another linebacker. Give them another pass rusher. I think they're on the upswing with that team. They got a lot of pieces in place to do well. The least I probably would say, probably the Jaguars right now. They're young. It's going to take a while for them to pretty much build some stuff together, and they're just too young. They're too many pups in there. But yeah, my choice would be the Raiders. The Raiders.
Here's my only problem with the Raiders. Look who's in your division: the Chiefs and the Chargers.
Yeah, and the
True
Chargers.
that.
fine.
True that.
That's
But the
fine.
But the
But
Raiders
have been competitive against them two teams.
They
with bad
are.
coaching. So
And with all the things that's going on this
Yeah.
season, they still were competitive in their division.
Exactly. Herman, who would you take?
You know, Brian took mine with the Vikings, so I'm gonna just play a little bit of devil's advocate and change it up a little bit. I'm gonna go with the Jaguars actually. The Jags have one of their biggest problems is the culture there, and their roster does lack some talent, but they have a young quarterback who's supposed to be probably one of the generational type talents. And they got cap space, and their owner is not an owner who's going to just pull the plug quick. He wants to win. He's going to give you what you need to win. I think you might go with the Jaguars. If you get a coach with some credibility, a seasoned NFL coach probably.
no,
Or
I got a
or
coach
up and-
for you, Herman. I got a coach for you.
Who?
Jim Harbaugh.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
The Harbaugh,
Absolutely.
the culture that the Harbaugh
He can't even
set
win in Michigan.
place,
He
it
just
don't- it
did
don't
win in
matter.
Michigan.
And he did just win. He was winning in Michigan.
That was
But
one
He
season.
just beat
The
Ohio
culture.
State, which is what he couldn't do. And I
For
ain't
10
even a
years.
college fan.
For
It's
10
the
years.
culture though for the
I
Jaguars.
agree. I agree with you on that one, Brian. I like
Yeah.
that.
That's
I like that.
that's a good
I think.
point.
I mean,
Brian.
he's got a young quarterback, like Herman said. They already got a good running game. He brings defense wherever he goes.
And
I
their
think
owner,
I think he can make them not a juggernaut, but get them in the mix very quickly.
and then look at the division. Look at the division too.
Yep.
You talking Titans, they slipped. You talking Colts, they had their ups and downs, and then of course Houston's not even in it right now.
Right. I mean, none of them.
So-
You ain't terrified of none of them. Well,
Right.
man. The Titans with
Titans
with
with
Henry
Derrick Henry
back.
back.
is a
But
little
you could
scary.
turn the Jaguars around in probably 2 years.
Yep.
I
I
can
would
see
say
that.
you can turn the Jaguars around 2 years. So
I can see that.
I would say maybe the Jaguars might be the ideal one that I would go to. It's going to be a challenge, but a big part of the problem has been their culture, and what they brought in with Urban Meyer was terrible.
Garbage.
It was terrible. You know what I mean? It just didn't help at all. That's a good.
See,
point.
Where's
I
Col-
like
where's
Caldwell.
Caldwell?
I like Caldwell for the Bears.
Where's Caldwell at now?
He's not.
He's not. Okay, yeah, I didn't think so.
I don't think he's in the NFL right now.
I don't think
yeah.
he is. But I'd like Jim
Yeah.
Caldwell to the Bears.
But yeah, Texans definitely would be last on the list because I think Big Ray said, their ownership is terrible
Yes.
because of the stuff that you're allowing to happen, that you allowed to happen, that has gutted your team now. I mean,
Well, I mean that all came from the former general manager / coach too.
but you're the owner.
You're the owner. You let it happen. So
You let it happen. Yeah,
no
exactly.
doubt.
So, random question: does
Mark,
I
stop
don't know,
poking me.
we haven't heard his name all
Stop
season.
poking me, Mark.
We haven't heard his name all season, but does Eric Bieniemy get any of these jobs?
I don't think so.
I'm not to say
I don't
he
know what
doesn't
it is
deserve
about Eric
it, but
Bieniemy that the NFL doesn't like, but I don't.
you know
think
what?
he's
I
gonna get the job.
think they don't believe in him. I think they think that this is all Andy Reid.
Which is crazy because what's his name? Who was the head coach for the Philadelphia? Andy Reid,
Doug
Peterson. And look how well he did. Matter of fact, Peterson's going to probably get a job
Yeah.
this season.
His name has come up
His
too.
name
Yeah, his name has come up with the
top.
Jags.
With a couple of teams. Yes.
Matter of fact, I think he's supposed to be interviewing or has already interviewed.
Yeah, I think he was supposed to be interviewing. Yep. Ooh.
All right. We're gonna move on to the games we had to post because we missed last week's show.
My apologies.
We're gonna get into the picks that we had. Coronavirus.
Really?
The first
Oh,
the first game we had would be
Wait.
Kansas City.
Yes. Go look at it, baby. Go look at
The
it.
Broncos won?
The Chiefs played the Bengals. What are you talking about?
You look at this week. Not look at last week.
Oh,
You're in the wrong week, Brian.
All right.
Wrong week.
All right, here we go. All right.
We had the Kansas City Chiefs
Oh yeah.
taking on the Cincinnati Bengals, 31 to 34. The Bengals pulled it out at a last-minute field goal, which at the end of the game was a lot of craziness going on. A lot of crazy.
What the hell?
the stats for the game. We had Patrick Mahomes, 26 for 35, 259 yards, 2 touchdowns. Darrell Williams, 14 attempts, 88 yards for 2 touchdowns. Leading receiver was McKean Hartman with 1 reception, 53 yards. For the Cincinnati Bengals, you had Joe Burrows, 30 for 39, 446 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Joe Mixon, 12 carries for 46 yards. And then you had Jamar Chase with 11 catches, setting a rookie receiving record for a game.
Let's get through this one
256
fast.
yards.
We take it too long. He got that hat on. For
No, keep going, Mark. Keep going, Mark.
266 yards and 3 touchdowns. Rookie record. Brian, I'll let you start it off. Who did you not pick in this game?
Well, it's pretty obvious that I did pick the Kansas City Chiefs, and I picked this one wrong, barely, but I did get it wrong. But this was definitely the best game of the weekend, man. 475 offensive yards for Cincinnati, 414 for the Chiefs. Kansas City was 54% on third down. Cincinnati was 40% on third down. And Kansas City held time of possession, barely though, 30 minutes to 54 seconds to 29 minutes and 6 seconds. Also, there were no turnovers in this game.
No.
But I did pick the Chiefs. I picked this wrong. And like Big Red said, man, Joe Burrow is on another level. What, last week he threw like 500-some yards. This week, 400-some yards.
He's the first quarterback in history to throw for 2 consecutive 400-yard games and 0 touchdowns.
You mean 0 interceptions?
0 interceptions.
I'm sorry, 0 interceptions, right?
Yeah, and Jamar Chase is on another level. It has another gear that is ridiculous.
If that doesn't prove to you that preseason means nothing, they was giving this dude hell all preseason about all these missed passes, drop passes, and he just turned it on when the season started.
Herman, how many fantasy points did he give you? Like 52?
65.
Yeah,
65. 65.
And I still only won that game by 1 point.
Because the Hoochie had Joe Burrow.
Yeah, he did. I should have lost that game.
I said, all those points he got, you got
Moore
negated because Joe Burrow get them too.
He had Joe Burrow on the bench.
He used the Chargers quarterback.
Yeah, he had Justin Herbert.
Herbert almost got him back in it, but just not enough.
But he was
congratulations to Herman. He won our fantasy league. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Why he got the dumb hat.
The real champ is here. The real champ.
Dude, yeah. That's why I like when he wins. He's stuck up.
All right, I took the Chiefs in this one too. Like I say, this was a good game, man. This Cincinnati team is going to be vicious going to playoff. They won the NFC. AFC division. So they got that. So we're gonna see how far they can push this thing, man. But a big win for them, and they done it in a crazy fashion against the Kansas City Chiefs, which is a big feat. They kind of look like the Kansas City Chiefs from last year, to be honest with you right now.
Yeah, because they were down like 2 scores, I think, like twice in this game. They still came back and won.
Yeah. So Marcus, who did you have in this one?
I also picked the Chiefs. Like I said, no turnovers. Joe Burrow held those passing yards, Jamar Chase. But I think the biggest thing was Kansas City defense took a step back. If they could have just played some defense to stop this guy, they could have won this game. It was just a matter. Everything was close except that. I just feel like Kansas City defense let them down again after we've been giving them praise the last couple of weeks. They can't do it in the playoffs. They got to step up. They can't allow it to happen again. But yeah, I picked the Chiefs and I was wrong.
Okay.
Let's go to the next game. Hey, I'll be back. I'm going to the bathroom.
Thank you. But actually, wait. I'd like to hear my music longer. I like to hear it a little bit longer there.
No, he doesn't. This dude has sound effects.
It's all music.
Picking this game.
Marcus, mute him.
You can't mute me, buddy. This game, when you look at these two teams, something just told me you know, that the Bengals were going to win this. You know, I had Jamar Chase on
He's playing the music the whole time.
on my fantasy game. You know, he helped me win my fantasy. So thank you, Jamar. Thank you, Jamar. Wait, let me pause it because I don't want y'all to not hear me. But oh wait, I started over. I'm sorry. It's hard being the smartest one on the panel sometimes. It really is. We don't even have to talk about the game. We can just talk about me picking this game while you guys just rode the Chiefs bandwagon, you know, and what? Man, we gotta do something about these bots. But yeah, you know, this was a good game. The biggest thing was, and Marcus said it, was the Chiefs defense. They're playing Jamar Chase one-on-one. Like ridiculously. It was ridiculous. So yeah, you know, the Chiefs tried their best, but you know, offense against offense, and the Bengals, you know, they kind of single-handedly destroyed the Chiefs with Jamar Chase. So yep.
Hey Herman. Hey, real quick too. And that one play where it was like fourth and think like 21 or something.
Yeah, 4th and 23.
And he's still single covered.
And he's still single
covered. And he
Yeah.
gets the first down. I was like, what are y'all doing?
That was ridiculous. But yeah, I just, you know, thank you. I appreciate being right.
Hey, the last thing I want to talk about on it is the last play, the last time the Bengals had the ball. You think it was right for them to go for it on 4th down?
Not at all.
No.
I was screaming,
Hell
"You're crazy!
no.
You're crazy!" I was like, "Go to overtime."
If they didn't get a penalty, they would have lost that game. They
Yeah.
were dumber than what they were supposed to be.
Yeah,
They didn't want to give Mahomes back the ball with at least over a minute.
And they were
So
gonna put Mahomes on like
they
the
almost
one,
blew
man.
it. They almost blew it with that.
They did almost blow it, but they knew I picked them, and they knew that I was going to get it right. So
He picked the same team that lost to the Jaguars this year.
whatever. I like this music. I'm going to have to make sure.
You know what? Okay, you're done. You're done. Tell him, Marcus, you're done.
Thank you.
This guy. Move on to that game.
Mark, this is when you start to the next segment.
All right. The next.
He's never allowed to low whoop. Whenever he has to pick before everybody, so he can't never low whoop ever again. Okay,
That'll be your last long wolf.
you know, whatever. You can throw that hat away because you're never gonna wear it again.
All right. The next game we had was the Raiders taking on the Indianapolis Colts. The Las Vegas Raiders won it 23-20. Quick to stats. Derek Carr, 24 for 31, 255 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Josh Jacobs, 18 carries, 63 yards, 1 touchdown. Leading receiver, Zay Jones, 8 catches, 120 yards, 0 touchdowns. For the Colts, Carson Wentz, 18 for 27, 148 yards, 1 touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, 20 carrying attempts, 108 yards, 1 touchdown. Michael Pittman Jr., 6 catches for 47 yards, 0 touchdowns. Marcus, who did you have in this game?
I picked the Colts. You know, I don't really get too much of the Raiders, even though they know they've been hanging in there all season, even all the setbacks they had. I just felt like the Colts were a better team, especially with Jonathan Taylor there. And I think it just came down to a game, once again, lack of defense by the Colts. They got turnovers and offense as well, and they couldn't turn those turnovers into points. I just feel like we said last time we was on the show, you can't really, any given Sunday, these teams, you can't really say anybody up and down right now. It just waffles back and forth. But I picked the Colts and I was wrong.
Herman?
Yeah, I picked the Colts on this one too and got it wrong. Carson Wentz, man, you know, he's been good for the Colts and then he's been their detriment for the Colts at the same time, all in the same season. I mean, I can't remember what the stat was, but man, he had some crazy, he was like 0 for something like in the second quarter, I think it was, or something. He hadn't even completed a pass or something. Jonathan Taylor is really what's been keeping them in these games and keeping them, and their defense has been keeping them competitive. Wentz has just been serviceable, I guess. If they get, and they're going to probably roll Wentz again next year, but if they were to get upgrade the quarterback position, the Colts would be a tough team to play, especially with Jonathan Taylor. But yeah, I picked the Colts and I got this one wrong.
Yeah, I took the Colts on this one too, man. And the Colts were up like 17-13 in this game, man, and they were ready to cruise. They were driving at one point and then turned the ball over, and it went downhill for them from there. Yeah, this Colts team, man, is so unpredictable. Other than steady Jonathan Taylor, you really don't know what you get out of Carson Wentz. That's not to say, going to the playoffs in December. That's not the way you want to be playing right now. But I took the Colts on it, and they lost this one. Brian, yeah,
we were all in lockstep on this one. I was with the Colts as well, and I mean, it was a good game. I mean, both teams had everything to gain from this victory, man. Vegas put up 326 yards. The only reason this was closer than what it was because they turned the ball over twice. Time of possession was close for both teams, but third down conversions is where it laid with me, where Vegas was 42%. The Colts were 27% on third downs. And that falls right there with Wentz. Whenever they could get the run slowed down and you had a third and long or what have you, when it's Wentz time, he wasn't stepping up to the plate. And like Herman said, and like Big Red is saying, man, I don't trust him when it comes down to him having to win the game for you. Either he's going to do too much or he's not going to do enough. He's never that middle guy anymore. I don't know. And if they can't run the ball, if the team comes in and they can shut down the run, the Colts are done. Because if you put it in Carson Wentz's hands, he's going to put it in the other team's hands.
All right. Did I cover everybody?
Yep.
Arnold? Yep. Okay. All right. So moving on to the next game, you have the LA Rams taking on the Baltimore Ravens. The Rams won this 20-19. Matthew Stafford, 26 for 35, 309 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Sony Michel, 19 carries, 74 yards, 1 touchdown. Cooper Kupp, 6 catches, 95 yards, 1 touchdown. For the Ravens, Tyler Huntley, 20 for 32, 197 yards, 1 interception, 0 touchdowns. Devontae Freeman, 14 carries, 76 yards, 0 touchdowns. Mark Andrews, 6 catches, 89 yards, 0 touchdowns. Brian, who'd you have in this one?
Man, and this one I picked. Who did I pick? Did I pick the Rams? We have to go back to the sheet. I'm pretty sure I picked the Rams.
Let me look it up.
Yeah, look it up real quick while I talk. But I mean, the Rams tried to get the damn game away, man. First half, man. I mean, that pick six was awful. That Stafford did. They finally got it together enough in the second half to get the victory, man. I mean, they did put up 373 offensive yards. The Ravens put up 327. Rams turned the ball over 3 times. The Ravens turned the ball over twice. Third down percentage, huh?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, third down percentage was slow for both of them. 33% for the Rams, 28% for the Ravens. And y'all don't know if y'all know this. This is the first season in his career that Stafford has won 12 games.
That's not surprising. He played for Detroit.
I mean, but he had a couple. He had a couple good.
They've been to the playoffs.
They've been to the playoffs, but I'm not surprising that you picked the Rams.
But talented, I did pick the Rams.
Yeah.
Okay, I picked the Rams, and I picked this one wrong. No, I picked this one right. Damn.
Yeah.
I should have picked it wrong because the Ravens actually played. Man, they was playing their asses. Excuse me, they were playing their tails off. And they were actually the better team I felt on the field. But
yeah,
you took the Rams.
Yeah.
Same thing here, man. I took the Rams on this one too. They had to pull out a touchdown from Odell Beckham at the end pretty much pulled us out, which gave them the victory. The Ravens, man, even though they got Huntley in there, man, they're playing tough. They playing tough. I'm not sure if he's going to be playing next week. They're going to try to get Lamar ready for the final game, but so far I like what I've seen out of the dude, Tyler Huntley, man. He's been lighting it up. He's been doing pretty good. The Ravens injuries have been getting them in trouble pretty much the remainder of the season, and it should pretty much show. Herman, who's you having this one?
Yeah, I had the Rams in this one too, and I think Big Reg basically said what I was thinking was that the Rams have a problem with Matt Stafford and these picks. This is gonna come back to bite them in the playoffs.
And what kind of picks though, Herman? The special kind.
Not just the pick sixes though.
I think that's the worst.
Those are the worst, of course.
Yeah, but he seems to throw them in bunches.
He does. That's the thing. He throws. He's not just giving away one. He likes to give away many. So he get to doing this in the playoffs, and that's going to be a problem. I mean, they're 12-4, and they struggled with a just completely depleted Ravens team. Injury. But
everybody struggled with a completely Ravens team.
That's true. But again, come playoff time.
Hold on, I don't think Green Bay struggled with them.
They did. Yeah, they did against the Ravens.
Yeah, the Ravens was in the ball game with them.
They were.
They almost beat them
in the game with them. But I mean, going back to the Rams, being that they're fighting for their division playoff spot. They're already in the playoffs, but Matthew Stafford could be a problem. Of course, he's been better. I guess he's been better than Goff. But at the same time, the turnovers are an issue. He's got to get that under control. So you're going to put your defense in some bad positions in the playoffs, throwing picks like that. But I picked the Rams, and I got this one right.
Marcus, who'd you have in this?
I also picked the Rams because this Ravens have been in a 5-game losing streak, the first one since 2007. But like I said, they've been doing pretty good. Tyler Huntley, he's been showing out, and I don't think he's going anywhere because they need him because he pretty much runs his offense the same way Lamar Jackson has it. So they're not letting him go. He's not going anywhere. Yeah. But this is also back to certain issues. In order for the Ravens to make the playoffs this week, they have to win, and then the Chargers have to lose, Indianapolis has to lose, and Miami has to lose a tie. But here's where that missed 2-point conversion comes into play a couple of weeks back. Had you kicked the field goal, kick the extra point, and maybe went into overtime. Wasn't that against the Packers? Oh no,
it was the Packers, and then
it was the Packers, and it was before the Packers game.
Yeah.
Was that Cincinnati?
It was the Steelers. It was Steelers before the Packers.
Steelers. Yeah, it was the Steelers. You're right.
That's where this comes back to bite you in the butt.
Mm-hmm.
If they had kicked the extra point, and maybe they wouldn't have won, but had they won those games, they'd probably be in the playoffs. They can still make it, but that's too much on other people. You got to depend on. You got to win, and you got to depend on 3 other teams to lose.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a whole lot, and that's where that comes into play. And I think the world of Harbaugh, but I think there's some bad decisions. They come back to haunt you.
His aggressiveness is kind of coming back to bite him.
It's definitely coming back to bite him.
You need to be able to balance that. Like, okay, you did it against the Steelers. Let's flip the script on this one against the Packers. Let's take this one to overtime and see what happens. You know what I mean?
There's no guarantee they would have won those games, but guarantee you win overtime. And you had a chance.
Exactly. You had more of a chance.
You gave yourself one play.
As opposed to
as opposed to like plays. Making them drive down the field and anything can happen.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we'll move on to the next game. We've got the Arizona Cardinals.
I'll be right back.
Taking on.
We'll be back.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did because of your ass.
Oh my God! Why didn't you tell me that, man? I would have made sure I took Arizona too. Anyway, Arizona Cardinals taking on the Dallas Cowboys, 25 to 22. They won.
Don't fit.
Kyler Murray, 26 for 38, 263 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Chase Edmonds, 18 carries, 53 yards, 0 touchdowns. Christian Kirk, 6 catches, 79 yards, 0 touchdowns. For the Cowboys, Dak Prescott, 24 for 38, 226 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
1 fumble.
You mean tell me he rushed 5 times for 20 yards? He was a leading rusher for you all?
Yeah, he was
No
a leading
touchdown?
rusher. Yeah.
Wow. Dalton Schultz, 6 carries, 54 yards, 0 touchdowns. On this one, I chose the Cowboys, and they let me down again. I really thought y'all would be able to go in this game with a lot of momentum and build up for your playoff run, but successful. That fake punt was a crazy play catch.
It was crazy. That was nuts.
It was ridiculous. The not having timeouts at the end of the game to challenge that fumble. Was it a fumble?
No, it was definitely a fumble.
It was a fumble.
See that?
I think they ruled it a fumble too. I think so too. That ended up hurting you, but I mean, you still got to put some stuff together. I took the Cowboys. I thought y'all had them the win, but you didn't. So I was wrong. Brian, who'd you have?
So now the Cowboys are affected by what somebody does in their stadium for their whole career.
Yeah,
Really?
that's all they talked about.
He's
during
played
the
the
game.
Cowboys twice. He's beat us twice. Okay. The other teams, I mean, does that really matter? It's a stadium. It's, okay,
Apparently,
they weren't playing the
Oh,
Cowboys.
the stadium.
Him being undefeated in the stadium.
Yeah. I mean, okay.
That counts.
Let it go. But I mean, each team put up over 300 yards of offense. Cowboys with 301, the Cardinals at 399. Time of possession was in favor of the Cardinals, 34 minutes and 42 seconds to the Cowboys, 25 minutes and 18 seconds. The biggest stat was third down percentage. The Cowboys were 27%. Arizona was 43%. And like you said, Mark, you know, he outsmarted the coach with that play, leaving the quarterback and the kicker on the field to confuse the Cowboys and have them make them waste a timeout. The offense was not crisp like it should have been. Never really got the running game going like we should have. But still was in the game. Still had a chance. So, you know, everybody going on and on that the bridge is over and the Cowboys is this and that and what have you. But when we went back and we looked at the team before the season started, what was our record supposed to be? Basically what it is right now. When I look back at my sheet, I put the Cardinals as a loss. And it was a close loss. And we could have won that game. So you can go on, you can stress all you want, you can worry about what the Cowboys didn't do and enjoy these losses because they've been few and far in between this season. All I know is that my team is the NFC East champions. We are going to the playoffs, and a lot of y'all are going to be watching them, and I want you to enjoy it.
Herman.
I picked this one wrong.
Of course, I picked my Cowboys.
The Cowboys are the best.
Of course, I picked my Cowboys to win this one. Biggest problem with the Cowboys right now is their offensive line play. They were getting whooped, down in the trenches. It's
Jones
some
was
bad,
all over the place.
Yeah, it's some questionable play calling and some really bad run schemes going on because Dalton Schultz has shown time and time again he can't block nobody. He can't block a wide receiver. You should never be calling a run play where you're down blocking and Dalton Schultz is taking Chandler Jones. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. So it's some things that can be corrected, and it's some simple things. But it starts with that offensive line. That's what it really, really boils down to. It starts with that offensive line. So they're going to have to get that together. But, yeah, I picked the Cowboys. I got this wrong. And, yeah, this whole thing where they're putting up all these stats about Kyler Murray, owns a stadium, whatever. High school.
Right.
Yeah.
Come on, man. It's the dumbest crap I've ever seen. This is the stuff that they do with the Cowboys, though. This is just what they do. So, I as a Cowboys fan going into the playoffs, I'm not scared to face the Rams or the
Yeah,
Cardinals.
for real. That's bad matchups for them, not for us, sir.
Exactly.
So bring either one. I feel confident.
The way that Stafford turns the ball over, okay.
Amen.
And Dallas was in that game with the Cardinals. If our kicker had made the field goal, we could have went into overtime. There's a lot of things that could have changed that game up. But I picked the Cowboys. I got it wrong. But I'm not scared of anybody in the NFC because Dallas has lost 2 games in the NFC by a total of 5 points.
Run tell that.
Marcus.
Are we going to the next game?
Go ahead, Marcus.
Me? Did you go already, Mark? I ain't hear you.
Yeah, I did. Yes.
He went first.
Look how little his hand is. Oh, the pinky.
Really? It's a family show.
He gave me the pinky. That's so sweet.
So I mean, we all know who the Cowboys are.
Or who we thought they were. That's why we took the damn field.
He been
Now,
practicing
if
this
you
all
want to
week.
crown them, then crown their ass.
Blah, 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 blah.
That's right. You want to crown them, but they're going to get eliminated the first round of the playoffs. They suck. They can't beat nobody or to win a record.
Yeah, they can beat somebody
Cowboys.
42-7 though.
Cowboys are going down. So
They can beat
all
somebody-
that stuff y'all was
They
talking,
can beat somebody 56-7.
all
14.
that stuff y'all was talking.
We're
like I
talking
said,
about
win a
this
record.
game. We're
All
talking about
that
this game.
stuff y'all was talking ain't gonna matter.
We
Had
talking
that
about this
same
game.
energy, then y'all lose.
Bro, that energy ain't going nowhere, baby. You know that. That ain't
Cowboys
going
are who we thought they were.
Yep.
They
Super
will be
Bowl
knocked out the
champions.
first round of playoffs.
Super
Tennessee
Bowl
champions,
champions.
better than the WTF team.
You
We're
know,
not talking about them. We're talking about the Cowboys.
That's exactly who we thought they were. Yep.
We're not talking about
Yeah.
them. We're talking about the Cowboys.
Nah, let's
Exactly
talk
who
yes,
we
of
about
course.
thought they were.
I was right.
All right, let's talk about the next game we got.
Smartest man.
that.
Next game we got on tap is the Minnesota Vikings took on the Green Bay Packers. The lineup up here.
We even
Stats.
need to read these stats.
Green Bay
This game
won
is
it.
for real.
Huh?
Herman's like, we don't need to read these stats for this game. This is terrible.
37-10. Green Bay just walked all over them. Pretty much. I had Green Bay in this one myself. I didn't have enough faith in the Sean Minion ran Vikings. The COVID had gotten to this team badly, where they were down to the 4th string quarterback. So no, I didn't have enough faith in them to pull this one out. Marcus, who did you have?
I had Green Bay, of course. I mean, come on, Green Bay is they're the top of the league right now against the Vikings. When Whitfield, Captain Kirk, that was an easy pick. Yeah, not much to say about that. It was Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers, MVP against the Vikings. I picked the Vikings. I picked the Packers.
Yeah, I picked the Packers on this one too. I picked the Packers even before we knew that Green Bay, the Cousins wasn't going to play. I mean, they were terrible. They were terrible without Kirk Cousins, and this is why you can't downplay his importance to that team. He's a veteran quarterback, and everyone says, "Oh, we can't win the big games and this and that." He keeps that team competitive. They're not competitive without him, in all honesty. I mean, you see that. This is a division rival, and they weren't competitive at all. Can he get them over the top? I'm sure he can with maybe the proper coaching where you don't put the game on him, and he doesn't have to be a superstar quarterback. But I picked the Packers, and easy pick.
Brian?
So is Big Red's trying to say that it's Cousins' fault that
I think that's what
get fired?
Come on, these WTF fans, they still riding on
Please.
right.
Say that. What about that defense that gave up 481 offensive yards? Let the Green Bay be 53% on 3rd down. Whole time of possession for 38 minutes and 33 seconds. Notice I gave you no statistics from Minnesota because it wasn't important. All the important stats was, I'll give you one statistic for Minnesota. They rushed for 27 yards in this game.
Their third down efficiency is 16%. Good Lord.
Yeah, because they weren't scared. Green Bay wasn't scared of the run game.
I watched this game. I'm pretty sure I went to sleep.
They loaded up the box and said, "You're not going to beat us with Dalvin Cook."
They did.
Nice try, Sean Mannion.
All right, so we're going to the final game of the week. The Cleveland Browns took on the Pittsburgh Steelers at Heinz Field for possibly Ben's last game.
Not possibly Ben's last game.
Well, in Pittsburgh.
Herman, who's the new heir?
Haskins.
Haskins.
Yeah, I keep thinking that.
The Haskins era begins.
Baker Mayfield was 16 for 38, 85 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Nick Chubb, 12 carries, 58 yards, 0 touchdowns. Devin Peoples-Jones, 3 catches, 76 yards, 0 touchdown. For Pittsburgh, Ben Roethlisberger, 24 for 46, 123 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Najee Harris, 28 carries for 188 yards, 1 touchdown. Ray McLeod, 4 catches, 35 yards, 0 touchdowns. I'll let you go first, Herman. Who did you pick?
Let me go first.
You can wear that hat.
So yeah, I picked the Steelers, and I got this one right. You know, Cleveland, even though they put up a fight sometimes with the Steelers, they played 10 times. I think the Steelers beat them 9 times out of 10, especially in Heinz Field. So this was Big Ben's send-off. Might not have known that when I picked it, but definitely they weren't going to lose this game. I don't know why they decided. He threw 46 times. Good grief. Completed 24 and only had 123 yards passing. That's crazy. If
there were a couple passes dropped too. So
yeah, but if that's not the telltale sign that this definitely needs to be his last year, I don't know what Pittsburgh is.
What does that mean? A couple of them were dropped.
Yeah, I mean it's. Yeah,
I mean, is that a statistic? Do you get those
yards? They dropped some passes. They dropped some passes.
So does he get those yards because they dropped it?
No, he would have got the receptions if they'd have getting onto it.
But Mark,
everybody would do something if it happens.
Yeah.
But that's the whole part of the game is you throw it and the person catches it. If you don't catch it, you don't get nothing for that.
Mark, I said 24 completions with 123 yards. Okay, so I was talking about his completions. 24 for 123 yards. Just let that sink in. Haskins is your man, okay?
You know, how hard is it to throw for that many yards that many times?
But
no chance.
It was good. Look, Najee Harris showed some stuff though.
Yeah.
He showed some stuff. So I picked the Steelers, and I got this one right. I'm not going to dog the Steelers out too much more because Ben does enough dogging of the Steelers as it is.
Marcus, who did you have in this one?
I mean, I picked the Steelers, and no matter what the problems are with Big Ben, I mean, to me, this was an easy pick. Browns, they had a good year last year. They could be the Steelers two weeks in a row. One's in the last game of the regular season and one's in the playoffs. But I'm gonna have to go back to this again, talking about the Browns.
Or who we thought they were. That's what
Every year, who we think they were. They Baker's not the answer.
That's not his name.
I mean, people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
Bakerfield is not the answer. We're not talking about my damn team. How many Super Bowls we got compared to the damn Browns? None. They got none. Okay.
And Baker completed less passes and more yards than Roethlisberger did.
Hey, look, he probably completed more yards on them turnovers.
Hey, but who won the game? The Steelers did.
Steelers won.
So
why I'm wearing this stupid ass hat.
I picked the Steelers, and the Browns. There needs to be some shakeup. Bakerfield definitely ain't getting no contract. He's gonna be out.
But Marcus, let me ask you, like on a serious note, are the Browns better than the WTF?
Right now, yes.
Okay, I just wanted to see.
What they got to do with this? What they got to do with the conversation?
I just wanted you to say it.
Ask him, does he still believe in Heineken?
I do.
Do you really?
Yes, I do. Ride or die with Heineken.
So does Randy Gregory.
Right, that's right. You ride and die with him, Marcus.
So does Randy Gregory. He believe in him too.
Hey, somebody get the tissue.
Hey, this game, man, it was so emotional for me. I was loving seeing Ben at the end of the game, man. How he walked around the stadium. But I took Pittsburgh in this one. My only question for Cleveland is, man, Chubb, was he hurt, or why did you give up on trying to not run Chubb in the game? You got one of the best running backs in the league, one of the top rushers in the league. You run that ball against us, man. I don't know what they were thinking about that one. This game was Ben had asked for everybody to come to play and help out, and they did it. They pretty much did it. I was happy with the victory.
I can't work with y'all. I swear I can't.
It's terrible.
Put the music back on.
Okay, that looks like a ghost, Marcus. Put that down.
Yeah, it looks terrible, man. So we got one more. We got one more game against the Ravens. So we'll see.
Mark,
Let's get back to this show, please.
Wait a minute, let's finish the chorus.
Too big, Ben.
Okay.
Brian, spin a hat for me, please.
I need a new hat. My hat don't spin real good for some reason.
Because it's been spinning too much.
I barely wear this thing. It took me forever to find it. So Ben's farewell was as boring as I thought it was going to be. Both teams was under 300 yards offensively. Steelers 299, Browns 232. Pittsburgh rushed for more yards than Ben passed for. And due to that, they held time of possession 34 minutes and 55 seconds to 25 minutes and 5 seconds to Cleveland. Of course, Bakersfield threw 2 picks and was garbage. And like you said, Mark, I don't know where the heck the running game was. The reason why I picked Cleveland was because they had the better running game. I thought they would run all over. But I got to give it to number 90. He came to play.
JT Watt.
He was all over the place in this game. But I'm very, very, very. I understand that Baker was hurt and was playing and all this stuff, and he came out in the press conference, talking about now he's going to go get, I guess, some surgery and stuff. Yeah. So, I mean, I understand if you're that beat up and you can't play, why is your team not relying on not the one running back, but the 3 running backs that you have that can tote the ball well? That's won games for you in the past.
Hunt was hurt.
Huh?
Kareem
Hunt was hurt? Okay.
Yeah, Hunt wasn't in there. He was hurt, but
yeah, man. But still, Chubb alone should have did more, man. But nonetheless, I picked this one wrong, like I did most of my games this week. So what else is new?
All right, fellas. We rounded out to the last week of the NFL.
What was the record for this week?
I was 4-2.
I don't even want to tell y'all what my record was.
I was 5-1.
I was 5-1.
Wow.
I would have been 6-0 if you'd talked to me, Marcus.
Man, how many games did we pick? 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2-4.
For the year, I'm 64-32.
You know what? Shut up, Marcus. Nobody asked you.
Hey, all right, let's roll through these last games of the season picks.
I'm 65-30.
We got the 11-5 Chiefs taking on the 7-9 Broncos. What's the stats for this one, Brian?
All right, so the Chiefs are giving up 10 by Vegas, and what we're going to talk about real quick on each one is what the playoff scenario is. So the Chiefs need to win to stay, either where they are at the 2 spot or possibly go to the number 1 spot if the Titans should slip up.
I'm taking the Chiefs on this one. I'm rolling with them. Who you got, Brian?
Chiefs.
Marcus?
I'm taking the Chiefs.
Herman?
I'm going with the Chiefs. No lone wolfing on that.
Gotcha. Next game, we got the Dallas Cowboys, 11-5, taking on the 9-7 Philadelphia Eagles. I don't think this game changed too much for either one position, but anyway, go ahead.
There's some scenarios.
Dallas has a chance to move up, but it takes too much.
Right.
Go ahead, Brian.
So Vegas is giving the Cowboys have to give 7. The Cowboys can move up with a win and with losses from the Rams and the Bucks. The Eagles, more than likely, no matter what happens in the scenario, will end up playing the Buccaneers in the first round of the playoffs.
Who will?
The Eagles. They're going to play in the Bucks.
Oh.
It's like a 90% chance. I mean, there are a couple scenarios where they play, but it's like a 90% chance they're going to play the Bucks.
We got this one, Marcus.
I'm taking the Eagles, of course. Why they have to take the Cowboys?
I'm taking the Eagles also. Brian.
Cowboys. Even though the Cowboys are going to probably treat this like a preseason game.
Herman.
Cowboys. Come on. Never pick the Eagles.
All right, so we got the 8-7-1 Steelers taking on the 8-8 Ravens. Brian, what's
Right.
up?
So Vegas, the Raiders are giving up 5.5. This one's a little more crazy. Okay, the Steelers have a chance with the Chargers and the Colts loss, and no tie in the Raiders-Chargers game. For the Ravens to get in, they need the Chargers to win. They need the Dolphins to lose or tie with the Patriots, and they need the Colts to lose to the Jaguars.
Who's that for? The Ravens said?
That's
Ravens.
the Ravens.
No, for Ravens, they need to win, plus the Chargers have to lose. And Indianapolis have to lose. Miami have to lose or tie.
That's what I said.
You said Chargers had to win.
I'm sorry. The Ravens need to win. The Chargers needed to lose. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So really, both teams need to win and basically get some help.
A lot of help from other teams.
A lot of help. Way too much.
Brian, who you got in this one?
Give me the Ravens. Caw.
Herman.
I'm going with the Ravens. Why would I pick the Steelers?
Marcus. Look, you ain't got to say all that. Just take your team. Be quiet.
I'm actually going with the Steelers. I'm not on the purple Kool-Aid anymore. It'll probably be a tight game, but I don't know. I'm off the purple Kool-Aid right now, so I'm going with the Steelers.
I am taking the Steelers in this one also. I think it's gonna be about a field goal. This is gonna be a tight game.
What do you got that thing hooked up into your computer? It's just so clear.
All right, and then
Come over there and check your setup out, Herman. Marcus, stop showing the ghosts. Okay, we're not Ghostbusters. Quit it.
the next game we got the New England Patriots taking on the Ghostbusters.
The Dolphins.
the Dolphins. The Patriots 10-6, Dolphins 8-8. What's the line on this one, Brian?
The Patriots are giving up 6.5. Patriots basically are only real scenario. The Dolphins are out, but the Patriots are playing for the division title. They're also playing for a higher seeding, so there is a chance that they could get the number 1 seed. Thank you for letting me finish my sentence, Marcus.
Start with that. Start with number 1 seed.
I mean, if you want to do the scenarios, then you can do them. I don't mind.
You said the Dolphins are out?
The Dolphins are out.
Yeah, they eliminated. They done. I'm going to take the Patriots in this one, man. I think they got more to play for, and they're going to try to take a top seed so they can play in New England instead of going out and playing someplace else. So I'm taking the Patriots. Herman, who you got?
I'm going with the Dolphins.
They're going to be spoilers.
Yep, I think they're going to play spoilers on this one.
Well, how are they playing spoilers? They're not. The only thing they can do is take the division. They're in the playoffs regardless. The Patriots are in the playoffs.
They can keep them from getting
they can get a home game. That's true. Yeah, true that.
Marcus?
Yeah, I'm also going to take the Patriots. I don't. They're not going to get the number 1 seed. It's too much else involved for them to get number 1 seed. But I think they're definitely going to win.
And Brian?
Man, give me the Bill Belichick's and tell Herman to go and make that noise.
Can I get my music, please?
Hey, look, he thought. Hey, see you later, Reg. Hey, he thought you had your own sound effect, Herman.
I know, right? I mean, I could go ahead and get it, I guess.
All right, the next game we got the 9-7 49ers taking on the 12-4 Rams. Brian, what's the line on this?
Rams are giving up 4.5. 49ers are playing for the last playoff spot. The Rams are playing for the division title.
Brian, who you got in this one?
Give me the Niners.
Yeah, I think the Niners have a little bit more right now going to the playoffs. So I'm taking the Niners on this one too. Marcus,
I'm also going to take the Niners. Like I said, they got a little more oomph, and I just think they, this is it for them to make it. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Niners.
Get the music, Marcus. He about to loan.
Herman,
Going with the Rams, even though I said that they're going to have these problems.
I've been dogging Matt Stafford out the whole show.
I have, but Jimmy Garoppolo, I think, is still hurt.
It's a chance he's going to play. He did come back to practice today.
Trey Lance, I mean, they got
he
Debo
got a
Samuel,
thumb, right? He's got a thumb injury, right?
He said it's very sore. He said it feels like the webbing in his hand, like you're tearing the webbing in your hand every time he
thing
throws.
right here.
Yeah.
So, hey, I mean, I appreciate y'all. Y'all want me to wear the hat some more. It's no problem. So, yeah, I'm going with the Rams on this one. Hands down.
I thought I was going to lone wolf that one for real.
The Rams? Really? I'm surprised.
But I was right in the middle with
the Rams too.
I was right in the middle. I'm kind of in the middle with it. Then the last game we got, which ended up getting flexed out to Sunday night.
This is the biggest game.
What's that?
This is the biggest game.
Okay. We got the LA Chargers, the 9-7 LA Chargers taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. What's the line on this one?
Chargers are giving up a field goal. And this game is pretty simple. The winner of this playoff game gets in, or if they tie, there's a chance they can get in. But winning,
it's almost like this is a playoff game. This is a playoff
game. That's why they flexed it.
Herman, who you got in this?
Chargers.
Marcus?
Chargers. And this goes back to what I was saying before. Decisions. They probably wouldn't be in this place if a couple weeks ago, I think it was against the Chiefs. They all those five fourth down conversions where they missed 3 or 4.
Going for it. Mm-hmm.
They're going for it. They could have won that game. We wouldn't be in this situation.
Sorry.
Okay, your sound effects are interfering with the show.
Sorry,
that was actually the show right there.
That was the show, yeah.
But yeah, I'm picking the Chargers. I don't really have that much faith in the Raiders. I got much more faith in Herbert than I do Carr, so I'm gonna go with the Chargers.
Brian.
Man, I'm actually going to go with the Raiders on this one.
Any reason
taking the Raiders.
You taking the Raiders too? He froze.
He back. You taking the Raiders too?
I'm taking the Chargers. I think the Chargers.
You. Hey, y'all see this? Y'all see this?
You'll be winning next week.
You ain't gonna see it next week.
You'll be winning next week.
Nope. Win this one.
All right, fellas, that wraps up pretty much our show. We'll close it out with some final thoughts. Brian, I'll let you start us off. Final thought.
So I want to apologize for us not being able to make it to the show last week. I actually caught the deadly COVID, the Omarion version. So I was not feeling well. I was in my second day of COVID. Found out Tuesday, and was sick Wednesday, so couldn't do the show. I appreciate the fellas waiting for me. And I do want to tell you guys, I thought I was being vigilant, thought I was wearing my mask, thought I was doing what I was supposed to do. This new one is vigilant. It's serious, and anytime you slip up, it's going to creep up in there, and it's affected where I work. It's affected friends around me. So really be safe. Continue to wear your mask. Wear the mask properly. And really, I mean, at times don't trust nobody because more than likely they got it. They just don't know that they got it. So be safe.
Yeah, I'm happy to see you back to the show, Brian. During Christmas, we went to one of the family members' Christmas Eve party. Out of that party, there were probably about between 25 and 30 people. 7 of them came down with COVID. So just like you said, it's real. It's real. And we were planning on going to a New Year's, not a New Year's Eve, but a New Year's Day party. It pretty much got canceled because of that. So please, everybody be careful. Get your shots like you're supposed to. Get your boosters.
Yeah.
Please take care of yourself. This is New Year 2022. Let's start it off strong and keep it that way. Herman?
Yeah, just second. Glad that Brian's back, that he's feeling better, that he wasn't down for a long period of time. He's been able to recover from it. And like you guys say, you gotta be safe. And like Mark said, and Brian said it too, you don't know who has it. I had close contact with somebody who had it. Fortunate for me, I didn't get it. I try to stay vigilant. You know what I mean?
Pure.
That's our inside the chat joke, okay? But it can happen to any of us, even if you're staying vigilant. So just keep doing what you're doing and increase your vigilance. Be safe out there, and hopefully, I don't see this. I don't know if this is going to change anytime soon, but hopefully it will.
Marcus, final thought and take us out of here.
I got 2 final thoughts. Number one is people. They told you it was gonna snow. It's supposed to snow again Friday. Let's do all these roads. Y'all know.
Amen. You ain't got 4-wheel drive.
You ain't got all-wheel drive. Stay your butt at home.
If you ain't got to go outside, stay your butt at home.
Even if you got 4-wheel drive.
Yeah. You don't gotta go to the store and get them snacks. You ain't gotta do all that.
Okay, they told you gonna happen. I'm telling you right now, it's supposed to snow again Friday. Tomorrow or Friday or tomorrow. I don't know what time Friday.
It's supposed to start
tomorrow night.
Thursday night, yeah.
Go in the daytime, get your stuff, stay your butts at home. That big traffic jam on I-95, that's basically right in front of my house. You know where I was? I was chilling at home, chilling. I ain't been in my car since but when it's on Monday, I ain't been in my car since Sunday night. Stay at home. The next thing, now this might be a surprise coming from me, 48-year-old black man, but we lost a good one this year. I was a huge fan of the show. R.I.P. to Betty White.
Thank you for being a friend.
Everybody.
Betty White.
Believe it or not, that was my show. I watch that show on reruns all the time. Love that show. R.I.P. to Betty White. She was the last Golden Girl left. Now she's up in heaven with the rest of them. Before we get out of here,
just shy of making 100.
Yeah, a couple of weeks shy of making 100.
She turned 100 the 17th.
I mean, she
January.
It was a little ways now.
It was this month. It was in January.
Yeah, this month. Yeah.
Yeah, but she passed before. Did she die before the New Year?
No, she died the 31st. But that's close. Her birthday's in January.
Okay.
I mean, come on.
I thought she died before the New Year.
No, she died December 31st, sir.
All right.
So you should know that.
You said December 31st?
December 31st.
Okay, so that's before the New Year then.
Why you put that other comment up?
I don't need y'all haters out here. Okay? When we got here, I want to encourage them to like, share, and subscribe, especially if you're watching on YouTube.
I like that comment.
You can catch us. Shut up, Mark. You catch us on Facebook, and our Facebook group, The Live Game. We're also on Twitter, The Live Game 3, and we're on Instagram at the official Delay of Game. We will see you next week, right before the playoffs start. Same bat time, same bat channel. Peace. We out.
Peace.